Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cruising with Matthew. In this video, I'm going to give you a tour of the dedicated Yacht Club areas on board MSC Virtuosa, as well as share my thoughts about the overall onboard experience. So I really hope you enjoy this video. In May 2023, we wanted a special cruise to celebrate Yayan finishing his chemistry PhD. After some trawling, we came across this 3-night bank holiday mini-cruise on board MSC Virtuosa and figured it would be a perfect excuse to splash out a little and try Yacht Club. Now for this short cruise, we paid £257 per person per night, which is the most I've ever paid per night for a cruise. However, included in this rather steep upfront cost, you enjoy an inclusive experience as your fare pretty much covers everything you'd need on board. This includes premium Wi-Fi with unlimited data, access to the Aurea thermal spa for the duration of your cruise, tips and gratuities, as well as the premium drinks package. Do note the drinks package doesn't include drinks in the Jean-Philippe Cafe or the Starship Club. Likewise, there is an extra cost to any specialty dining elsewhere on the ship, as well as excursions, but this is totally up to you. If you are interested in MSC excursions, they do offer exclusive Yacht Club only tours that offer to be more intimate and luxurious than what you'd get on a standard MSC excursion. Now, the Yacht Club experience itself starts before you even step on board the ship, as you're given the option to personalise your cabin prior to embarkation. This includes a variety of options, including selecting a pillow off their extensive pillow menu, choosing which newspaper you'd like delivered every morning, as well as choosing what types of alcohol you'd like in your complimentary minibar. We've never encountered this type of pre-cruise personalisation before, so we were already quite impressed. Yacht Club guests also benefit from priority embarkation as well as disembarkation. Given that this was a short cruise, this was a major plus point, especially as we were given an embarkation time of 10:30 AM, which is the earliest I've ever been allowed onto a ship. On embarkation day itself, we were escorted to this cordoned off area and offered a complimentary glass of bubbles along with some nibbles as our details were checked. Before long, we were invited by a Yacht Club butler, more on that later, to go through a dedicated check-in and security line before being escorted onto the ship. The whole experience was so slick, and we were the first people on board the ship, so we felt thoroughly spoilt as we were whisked through the Galleria Virtuosa and taken to the topsail lounge for a few drinks whilst our cabin was prepared. Speaking of cabins, we stayed in a Yacht Club Deluxe suite, and we were absolutely blown away by this. Although I wasn't a massive fan of its colour scheme, it was absolutely huge and packed full of helpful amenities. I've done a detailed cabin tour already on my channel, however I just wanted to highlight a few things that really elevated our cruise experience in addition to the beautiful cabin itself. This includes the complimentary minibar, which was such a nice touch for us as it enabled us to enjoy a few drinks as we were getting ready in the evenings. Plus, there was a great selection of non-alcoholic drinks too, and we felt like we got a lot of use out of this during our entire trip. Another nice touch is the inclusion of room service in Yacht Club. This features a wide range of pizzas. MSC is an Italian line after all, as well as more general food options throughout the day. Sadly, we didn't have time to try this during our cruise. We did, however, take advantage of their breakfast menu, which certainly was extensive, and offered a plethora of options to suit everyone's taste. When the food arrived, we were so surprised by how much was given to us. It all tasted fantastic though, and felt even more special by the fact it was delivered by our own butler, bang on time and with a smile. Having a butler is probably one of the most notable features of staying in Yacht Club, and they offer a variety of services to make your cruise feel extra special. This includes escorting you to the ship when you embark, offering to unpack your luggage as you settle into your cabin. If you so wish, they'll also help with organising excursions as well as arranging reservations in Virtuosa's extra charge specialty restaurants. They'll also help you skip the queues by escorting you to a reserved section of the theatre, so you don't need to worry about pre-booking a show, and this seemed a really good feature as the shows got booked up quite quickly. The butlers will also ensure that you get back on the ship first after a busy day of exploring a port of call during your cruise, which was especially appreciated in Rotterdam as there were quite long queues to get back on board. At the very end of your cruise, they'll actually escort you off the ship from Yacht Club and take you to where your bags are, which is incredible service and a really nice way to say farewell to your butler and to thank them for all their help. As impressive as all these options are, we didn't utilise the butler services all that much during our cruise because, I'll be honest, it made us feel a little awkward. How on earth is a normal person in the 21st century meant to know what to ask a butler and how to act around these dedicated members of staff? We don't live in Downton Abbey, so the idea of asking someone to unpack our clothes was a little mortifying. The options are there if you require it just didn't suit our way of cruising. Aside from the cabin and butler services, you also get access to several Yacht Club only areas, which are situated in the forward portion of the ship between decks 14 and 19. This is also where the vast majority of Yacht Club cabins are located, so it really leans into that ship within a ship concept. Running through all 5 decks is a fabulous spiral staircase with a large skylight at the top, allowing natural light to flood into this space, which I absolutely loved. On deck 16, you'll come across a dedicated Yacht Club concierge where they'll be happy to answer any ship-based queries as well as arrange things like excursions and specialty restaurants if you so wish. Right at the front of deck 16, there's the incredible Topsail Lounge, which is probably my favourite observation lounge on any cruise ship. You get some incredible views, offering the best forward vantage point on the whole ship, and we spent a lot of time here just sitting back and taking in the views. Although quite a lofty space in general, it felt like there was always a cosy nook to settle into and watch the world pass you by. Nearby, you'll find a well-stocked bar which offers a range of hot and cold drinks with an extensive menu. As previously mentioned, your Yacht Club fare includes MSC's top drinks package, so practically everything was included here except the most premium of drinks. During the day, it has quite a relaxed vibe with lots of people coming up here to have a few drinks and take in the views. At night, however, it's a great spot to enjoy some pre or post dinner drinks thanks to there being a number of musicians playing here throughout the night, which really helped add to that sophisticated atmosphere. If you're feeling peckish but not wanting a full meal, head over to their small buffet counter, which offers a variety of light bites which changes throughout the day. My only issue here was that they didn't have any allergen labelling, so Yayan would always have to ask the staff which items did or didn't contain dairy, which was a bit of a shame. Now, a real highlight has to be the fact that the Topsail Lounge hosts its own afternoon tea, which was a real treat, especially as it's included in your fare. You're initially given a selection of loose leaf tea to choose from by your friendly waiter. You're then given a veritable buffet of tasty sweet treats, sandwiches and scones, with them all tasting fantastic. It was certainly bigger than I expected, so if you're wanting to try this, I'd recommend having a lighter lunch beforehand. Leaving the Topsail Lounge, there isn't a deck 17 on board MSC Virtuosa due to the fact that the number 17 is considered unlucky in Italy. So we'll move up to deck 18, which is where you'll find the Yacht Club's dedicated restaurant. This can be accessed via the main central staircase in Yacht Club, or if you want to arrive in style, you can walk directly from the Topsail Lounge via yet another Swarovski spiral staircase. The Yacht Club restaurant itself is tastefully decorated without it feeling too stuffy. There's also a generous amount of tables for two in this restaurant, which I really appreciated. The seats themselves were really plush and they felt a bit more special than what you'd get in a standard main dining room. In terms of dinner, there's no set dining times and you simply turn up between 6 and 9 p.m. Whilst I get why people like this, I do wish there was the opportunity to reserve a table at a particular time, as we did have to wait around on a few occasions, plus we just like being able to plan ahead so we can catch as much of the evening entertainment on the ship as possible. But once we were seated, the staff were really friendly and we enjoyed our meals here. For dinner, you can enjoy up to 3 courses and it always felt like the food was presented in a really elegant way and it tasted great too. Breakfast and lunch are served here every day under open sitting and like dinner, it was always plated nicely and tasted really good. Naturally, you're welcome to use other dining options like the Marketplace buffet or other specialty restaurants that might be open for lunch, but we always enjoyed eating here. I was a little disappointed, however, at their approach to Yeyan's dairy intolerance. Despite ordering the day before for all his meals, they simply omitted dairy-containing items without ever attempting to make a non-dairy alternative. As a result, he often had quite dry and incomplete looking meals, which was a big shame, especially as other more mainstream cruise lines like Fred Olsen and Ambassador Cruise Line do this at ease and are at a much lower price point than Yacht Club. Moving up to deck 19, you'll come across the Yacht Club sun deck. Here you'll find a plethora of comfy padded sun lounges. Nearby you'll find a pool, and although it isn't exactly massive, it's a great feature to have. If you prefer, there's also a large hot tub, which always seemed popular during our trip. You'll also find this quirky whale sculpture here too, which isn't something I expected to see, but I thought it was quite cute and always made me smile when I walked past it. Flanking either side of the pool and sun lounges, you'll find some comfy padded sofas, as well as some tables and chairs. This offers plenty of seating for the nearby Yacht Club grill and bar, and like the Topsail Lounge, the bar offers a great variety of hot and cold drinks for you to try, and we especially enjoyed sitting out here reading our book during our sunny stay in Rotterdam. Sadly, we didn't get much chance to properly try out the grill section, but you can head up here if you fancy eating al fresco for breakfast and lunch. And if the desserts are anything to go by, you're certainly going to enjoy your food here. Aside from these Yacht Club dedicated areas, you can also access Top 19. This is an area of deck accessible to only Yacht Club and Aurea guests. This offers a good amount of padded sun lounges with a great view over the main pool deck. A real highlight, however, has to be this large hot tub, which certainly seemed inviting, although we never got a chance to try it during our trip. You also get unlimited access to the Aurea Thermal Spa, which was a real treat for us. Here you'll find a steam, salt and relaxation rooms, as well as a sauna, hydrotherapy and dip style pools, so there's plenty of choice here. Even if it isn't something you'd normally try on a cruise, I'd highly recommend giving it a go. Overall, we enjoyed our Yacht Club experience. Given how busy this bank holiday mini cruise was, staying in Yacht Club was a massive plus for us, as the main public areas were just way too busy for us to properly enjoy. So Yacht Club helped ensure that we had a relaxing and enjoyable time on board. Our cabin and the Yacht Club public areas were wonderfully appointed, and I just love the Topsail Lounge for those stunning views out to sea. I found the food to be really good, although I was disappointed as to how they dealt with Yeyan's dairy intolerance, and it felt like he didn't get the full dining experience despite paying full price, and that's definitely something that needs improving in my opinion. However, the staff in Yacht Club cannot be praised enough, and I was so impressed by how attentive they were throughout our entire cruise. This being said, you could tell that they were being rushed around a bit, as Yacht Club was fully booked during our cruise, and as a result we did have long waits in the restaurant on several occasions. Whilst having a butler was certainly an impressive and unique experience, I don't think we utilised this service as much as we could have, as I didn't really know what to ask, and we were more than happy to sort stuff out ourselves, especially as we could sense that all the Yacht Club staff were really busy during this cruise, so we felt guilty asking. For instance, on one afternoon we headed to the Aurea Spa and realised that we'd forgotten to bring our dressing gowns, which were still hung up in the cabin. As we turned round to go and get them, the receptionist said our butler would bring them. Whilst this is fantastic service, we felt quite guilty as we'd have happily gone up and got it ourselves. So in some ways I'd say the service by our butlers was almost too good, as we're so used to doing everything ourselves and we never want to bother the crew. Although we enjoyed our time in Yacht Club, I doubt we would do it again in a hurry. This isn't to say that Yacht Club isn't a good choice, as it's perfect for if you're wanting the best of both worlds and enjoy the hustle and bustle of MSC's main public areas, whilst also enjoying the luxury of Yacht Club. Sadly for us, this isn't the case, as we find MSC's main areas just to be too busy for us. If we were ever in a position to pay that much for a cruise per night, I think we'd just choose a much smaller ship from a premium or luxury cruise line where the whole ship is of a similar standard rather than one secluded spot on a large megaship. So there you have it, my tour of MSC Virtuosa's Yacht Club, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe, as it's always appreciated. If you want to know more about cruising with Matthew, then check out my other social media channels, the link is in the description below. I hope that you're all doing well at the moment, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. So until next time, this is Cruising with Matthew, and thank you so much for watching.